foreign, bub, but I'm dying to find out what's inside.
What's going on, everybody? I am BTC, you found bottom tier collector, and today I'm bringing you a top tier run from a bottom tier collector. I did it this month. I guess you could say it's my birthday present to myself. I bought Wolverine 900. I had saved this copy on eBay. There was no gimmick. I wasn't waiting for an offer from the seller. I just was trying to bookmark the book, and when the money came, I would buy the book. It was like $9 plus free shipping. So I mean, for that being the price to complete this run and reach a big, huge milestone for me in this hobby, I didn't feel like it was overpaying. Although some people might feel like paying $9 for a random issue of Wolverine that's not even a key is overpaying. To each their own, right? Ended up getting an offer, and so I pulled the trigger sooner than I wanted to. I'll probably discuss that in the budget video, but that's another video for another time. I don't know much about this issue. I feel like it's an ancillary issue that doesn't really tie into Volume 3. But since it's probably, I believe these legacy issues like Wolverine 900, Wolverine 1000, I think they're just there to celebrate maybe the 900th appearance of Wolverine. And because it happened to be released at the time we were given Volume 3, it's just included, according to my CLZ app, in Wolverine Volume 3. I don't want to spend too much more of your time blabbering. Let's get into the slideshow prepared, and then at the end I will have some closing comments and things for you guys. guys enjoyed that slideshow. For those of you newer to the channel, this is something I do, a celebration video when I complete a run in real time. This doesn't apply to anything, any runs I've completed prior to starting this YouTube channel. I started the very first run I completed when I started this YouTube channel is up on my it's on one of my playlists, and I've chronicled every single run I've completed up to today. And I'd like to shout out a couple people. First off, SideQuest Comics. Brother, you're right there at the end too. You're on that journey with me, that Wolverine journey, trying to complete every single solo ongoing Wolverine journey, and I just like to wish you good luck on that. And I know you'll finish it either this year or next year. I know you're having a lot of fun exploring DC in the dollar bins. You're preoccupied with X-Men, and you're part of that is it Council of X-Men over on Colossus Collector's channel. I know you're involved in a lot of things, but I know when the time comes, you'll complete that run. I know you need 2 or 3 books left, and you'll get it. I know you will. And thank you for congratulating me on Instagram on completing this run. I'd also like to congratulate Dope Comics. He completed his Rampaging Hulk series run, and he completed Ghost Rider Volume 1. One of the main reasons I do this series is because it's content I want to see on YouTube. I'm kind of selfish with this completed series content. It's just something for me that I like to do. I like to show off my hard work, and then I'm hoping that other people in the community will see this series I do and feel inspired to do it themselves. I want to see the books in your collection. And Dope Comics, I'm coming at you today. You completed these 2 runs. If you feel like it's worth taking these books out and editing the video and showing your hard work for the Rampaging Hulk magazine run you completed and Ghost Rider Volume 1, I would love to see those books. And that goes for anybody else in the community. If you complete a run, don't just say, hey, here's the last book I needed to complete a run. I'd love to see your entire set. I just find it really cool to share an entire series with people. Maybe you enjoy this series, maybe you find it stupid and monotonous or whatever, but I personally enjoy doing this. I like showing off other runs. I'd like to talk a little bit about Wolverine now that we're at the end of the video and you've seen the main the meat and potatoes of this video. So Wolverine Volume 3, it took me about 5 years to complete, I would say. I was really focusing all my energy at the beginning of this goal on Wolverine Volume 2. It was so easy. It's so easy to find the 30s, 40s, 50s, all the way up to like the 110s in dollar bins for Wolverine Volume 2. Especially the 50s. I don't know how many times I've seen Wolverine issue 50 from Volume 2 in a dollar bin. But then as I started petering out of dollar bin books and I was coming up on the $2, $3, $4, $5 Wolverine books and the key Wolverine books in that run that were $10, $15, $20, $25, I decided to expand my reach so I could get more books. Because back then in the hobby I was much more concerned with quantity than quality, and a lot of that's because I had a lot of books I needed to get into my collection to complete these goals, and the cheapest way to do that is quantity in dollar bins, right? So as I was petering out of Volume 2, I decided to expand into Volume 3, Volume 4. I was already reading Volume 5 and Volume 6, so I was completing those as they were on shelves. And this one was daunting. I didn't know how long it was going to take me to complete Volume 3. You know, I do most, I would say 75% of my hunting I do in person at a convention, at an expo, at an LCS. On these hunting trips I go on with my friends. That's really where I do a lot of my hunting, and I really enjoy it that way. I really feel the sense of accomplishment when I do things in person. I completed one run that was like a 60 issue run that has to do with Lobo. I completed like 98, 99%. There's only like 2 or 3 books I got online of that run in person. And again, it's really rewarding in this hobby to do things that way, where you hunted, you put in the time, you put in the work, you hunted down these books, you pieced together the run, I really enjoy doing it. Now, that's not a knock to say, you should never buy online. I buy online all the time. This book was bought online. I'm sure I'm sure a lot of the books I showed today were bought online. Definitely more than 10 or 15% of this run was probably bought online. But I still feel a sense of accomplishment that I did most of the legwork on this run. I think it's going to be an incredible run. I haven't read it yet, but we get Greg Rucka starts us off on Volume 3, and that goes into Daniel Way, I believe. And then along the way, we get Mark Guggenheim takes us through Civil War. We get a big Sabretooth arc with Jeff Loeb. Mark Millar takes us through Old Man Logan. He takes us through several other arcs as well. Mark Millar and Daniel Way, and there's another one, a pretty popular, Guggenheim as well. These writers kind of come and go. It was kind of this Wolverine. I get the sense back in this era was that flagship book. They were going to keep it on shelves, and they tried to get good writers on and artists. Jason Aaron is another one. Jason Aaron touched this run as well. So a lot of well-known, respected writers touch this run, and I'm really it expands Marvel Knights. It goes through Old Man Logan. It goes through Civil War. It goes through Dark Wolverine, which Daniel Way finishes out Volume 3 in Dark Wolverine, where Daken takes the mantle of Wolverine. Again, I haven't read this series, but as I've aged into the hobby, I've come to learn about some of these arcs, and I'm excited to read it. I would encourage you guys to pick up trades or hunt down the run as well, because it looks like it's got a lot of really good stuff in it. I think some of these covers are some of the best covers I've ever seen. My favorite cover in this whole run, ironically, is not even a Wolverine cover. It's a Captain America cover. That Wolverine 72 where Captain America kind of looks like Red Skull. I think that's a fantastic cover. And there's plenty of great other covers as well, excluding the John Romita Jr. stuff. I'm just, if there's one or two creators I would ever trash on, John Romita Jr. would be one of them. Just not a fan of his art. I just think his art is total garbage. I think he has a problem with drawing caveman faces. They're just really boxy and terrible. His lines are very thick. There's not a lot of detail in John Romita Jr. Art, but I will say something nice about John Romita Jr. Back when he was trying to emulate his father, I think he was a fantastic artist, and I wish he would go back to emulating his father. The Kuberts, Adam Kubert, Joe Kubert, and I think there's a third or fourth Kubert as well. They have no problem kind of emulating each other. And I don't understand why it's such a problem for John Romita Jr. to have his father's art style. I think it's much more pleasing to the eye. But anyways, that is all I got to say about this. Thank you guys, as always, for liking, subscribing, and watching. Until next time.